The Scholastic Ball Report is sponsored by UK Sports Medicine and brought to you by Central Bank, Crown Trophy, Pannell Swim Shop, P-Rats, PrepSpin.com, Raising Cane's, Rafferty's, Roberts Insurance, Sutherland Chevrolet, and by Whitaker Bank.
Hello, welcome into the Scholastic Ball Report. Gary Ball with Cole Wilson, my intern. Great to have you back on the show.
Glad to be back.
You know, with us, Brandon Salzman from Lexington Catholic. He's got a great basketball team out there this year. I tell you what, they're going to be a regional contender.
4-2, right?
Yeah, 4-2 record.
Good start to the season for sure.
We're going to talk to him. Also, our features on Scott County's Michael Moreno. He had a big part in the reason that Lexington Catholic fell to 4-2.
Well, he's a really versatile player, very big, good ball handling, good shooter. So.
Right. Yeah, but Coach Hicks said he'd be good if he was 5'10". Do you believe that?
Yeah, he's pretty skilled. He's pretty skilled.
And our scholar athletes are from Madison Central. Karen Feldhouse has brought in 3 young ladies, and I want to say she's brought in 3 young ladies.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Big state championship brought in. That's big time for Madison Central.
Oliver Silverson is here from UK Sports Medicine as we keep you in the game out there. Also, Laura Beth Crouch is here with Tom Viney, and she's going to tell you about her great swimming career going on out there at LCA.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Great
All
to hear.
that stuff coming up on the show, but you know what we got. We got the best highlights in the state of Kentucky. These highlights brought to you by Game Time. They're brought to you by PrepSpin.com.
We are only 10 days away from Christmas, and that means we're in the Christmas spirit.
Wow.
One thing that also means is the holiday basketball tournaments are just around the corner. And now some of those holiday tournaments tip off tomorrow, and we begin tonight, Brian, right here in town.
Yeah, a matchup of 2 city teams. That thing is blinding. Douglas and Lafayette meeting up for the first time on the basketball court. Let's go to Jackson Carlisle Gymnasium for this one. We start with defense to offense. I'm blinded. The candy canes are looking at me. Justin Mitchell, the steal and the slam. The next time Mitchell takes it in, big Ray Surratt says, get that Surratt out of here. That starts the break. Generals Eric Powell on the other end for the layup. And the Generals just pounding the Broncos into submission. Powell again for 3 on the wing. And Lafayette breaks out 85-54.
All right, Woodford County was 5-0 before falling to Clark County Tuesday. Tonight, taking on Tates Creek, the Commodores have struggled to start their season. Pink Floyd shirt sighting right there. Now, how old is that girl? What in the world would she know about Pink Floyd?
What do you know about that jacket?
I know a lot. Woodford County's Hunter Penn with a nice look to Justin Alexander for the J. Then off the turnover, Mecky Webb chases down and it has the easy 2 off the glass. Nicholas Smith then drives and dishes to Anthony Tabor. And he's going to get the friendly roll and the foul. Jackets by 8. Back comes Webb for Creek all the way to the rack. And he gets the roll. Woodford County goes on to improves to 6-1, 66-52.
And welcome back into the Scholastic Ball Report. We want to tell you about Roberts Insurance. They're out in Richmond, Kentucky. They insure 3/4 of this great state of Kentucky. With my intern Cole Wilson, Gary Ball, and Brandon Salzman joined us. Always great to have you on the Ball Report because that means we're into basketball season. And you're off to a good start this year. How would you assess your team?
You know, we're doing really well. You know, we graduated a pretty good class last year, and you know, the guys here to my left have done a great job of stepping up and filling in those shoes. And you know, these 3 guys, along with Zan Payne, have done a great job being senior leaders this year. And we're excited about where we are. We think we've got a long way to go. And you know, it's early in the season, but we've done some nice things so far to kind of get ourselves set up and ready.
Yeah.
Coach, could you tell us a little more about these 3 seniors?
Well, sure. All 3 of them have played for us, it seems like forever. I mean, Keegan and Max were on our teams when they were in 5th and 6th grade, along with Zan as well. You know, they've played for us. And TC moved here from West Virginia as a freshman, and they've you know, they're like sons to me. I feel like I've watched them grow up all the way through the program and things like that. But outside of the basketball world, they're excellent students as well, and their character is very high. A lot of their teachers have a lot of really good things to say about them, and you know, that's a big plus for us. We like to have kids who you know, can continue to do some nice things on and off the court, and these guys definitely fit that bill.
Well, TC, let's start with you. How do you help the team, and why do you think you help the team?
Now that I'm a senior, I've taken on more of a leadership role, so I think that's a really big part. You know, knock down open shots, get other guys involved, and just do whatever it takes to get a win.
Max, what's your role on the team, and how exactly do you fit into that role?
I'm asked to do a few things like, you know, create for others and keep things simple. You know, limit mistakes, limit turnovers, miss shots, and I like to just slow down the game and keep everybody involved.
And Keegan, I've seen you play. You're very quick out there, okay?
Thank you.
And you're a spark for the team. Is that your role on the team?
That's one of my main roles, yes. Just go out and provide a lot of energy and play my defense, and just hopefully the younger guys kind of follow my suit and, you know, hustle and try to get the win.
Yeah.
Coach, you look at the 11th region. It's real deep again, as always. So what's your take on it?
I'm hoping Gary can get us moved out of the 11 one of these days.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got enough power in that. You know, it's one of the best regions of basketball.
Yeah.
It's got some of the best coaches. You know, I have Coach Feldhouse's wife on here a little bit, and she's, you know, they're great. They're awesome again. Alan does a great job, and you know, Coach Hicks is a legend up at Scott County, what he does, and then, you know, my protege and Mike Mendenhall in Lexington. There's so many really good guys that do a lot of really good stuff, and we've got a long way to go. And but the region is always the best, but you've got to put your best foot forward every night and can't take anything off. So hopefully we'll do that as we get going into the city play here.
Well, Keegan, as we've got a little bit more time here, I want to ask you, what about this team excites you? What do you think about this team really can take you far?
We're a really tight-knit group. We all have fun on and off the court, and we just play for each other. And I think we'll work really hard this year to move forward and get as far as we can in the tournaments.
What about you, TC? What do you think about this team? How do you feel?
I just love the way we play so hard. We play harder than any team that I've played for at Catholic, and I think, you know, some nights we have off nights, and that always helps.
Max, what about you?
We're really deep. Everybody can contribute. There's no weak links, and you know, one person doesn't have a good night for the whole team to have a good night.
Well, Coach, you got some great young men on the team there. Look forward to covering this year on Prep Spin, and thanks for joining us on the show.
Anytime, Gary.
That's Brandon Salzman and his Lexington Catholic Knights. Now we're going to this feature. It's on Michael Moreno from Scott County.
Michael Moreno is a junior and is young enough to be a sophomore. But at 6'7" and 215, he plays like a beast. Through 5 games, he's scored 124 points.
I have a lot to prove when I walk out on the court. I play mostly for my family because I feel like, you know, I'm representing them most of all. And I play for the name on the front of my jersey, Scott County. It kind of means a lot to me.
Now you might recognize the Moreno name. Michael's dad played for Georgetown College and played pro ball in Columbia. For Michael, that's something special.
I feel like I have to live up, you know, try to fill my dad's shoes because where he's from, you know, he's a big-time player, well-known, and I kind of want to, you know, make a name for myself also.
Scott County's coach doesn't think the younger Moreno will have a hard time making a name for himself.
He would be a good player if he was 5'10". He's that kind of player, and he's really, he can do it all.
And the Scott County team not only relies on Michael's skills on the court, but also as a leader. And I saw it firsthand as the JV team was down at the half. He stood and told each and every player to keep their head up and that everything was going to be okay.
The guys look up to him naturally, and so you want your best player to be a leader. It's good when you have that.
The junior is already thinking about his future.
I think I can go pretty far. It's a big time like experience ahead of me, and I just want to enjoy every moment of it.
Kaylee Mizell, WKYT.
And welcome back in. This is our most popular segment because it highlights young ladies and young men doing great things in the classroom with my intern Waveney Brooks out of Tates Creek. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Happy New Year to you. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Happy
You're
New Year.
welcome. Thank you very much. And Amelia, let's start with you if you don't mind.
All right.
You have a 4.2, so obviously you're doing well in the classroom over there, okay? We know that. What about school motivates you?
I love coming to school and learning something new every day, and I hope my hard work now pays off in the future for college and for a job in the future.
Great.
So Noelle, you keep a 4.0 and you cheer on an elite squad. What keeps you focused?
I love doing the things that I do, and I love going to school every day, and cheer is one of my passions, so I love doing that as well, and that just keeps me focused.
Ivy, you keep a 3.7 GPA. That's outstanding. I mean, that's pretty close to perfect, right? You know, and with high marks come high expectations. What are your expectations?
I expect myself to give 110% in everything I do, even if it means like putting desires on the back burner. I just want to strive to be the best that I can be.
That's cool. Karen, you always seem to have high character kids. Where does this come from?
Well, I'm old school, so I think these ladies would tell you that I don't negotiate. I think that academics comes first and athletics comes second, and I hold them accountable daily. And so I think that when you have those standards and you strive to set those standards, then working with ladies like this, they make your job easy. It's a blessing, and I'm the honored one, really, but we push hard.
Yeah. And Amelia, where will your high marks take you down the road?
I hope to go to UK, and I want to major in something medical, and I don't know if I want to be a vet or a dermatologist, but I'm hoping to do one of the two.
Great.
Noelle, what do you hope to achieve in the long run?
I hope to go to a university, and I hope to major in the medical field, and I'm thinking about anesthesiologist, but I'm not sure at the moment.
What will you do in the future, you think?
I want to go to the University of Kentucky. And
A lot of UKs in this.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
And then I plan to major in something along like medical.
Yeah, medical.
It's cool. You know, Karen, these girls will accomplish big things.
They will. They will, no doubt. They're classy young ladies, and it's been an honor.
Well, we've got some beautiful plaques for these young ladies. This is, pass those down if you don't mind.
All right.
These are from Crown Trophy, and each one of you will be presented with one. And congratulations for not only winning the state and game cheer, winning the state, so you're state champions, but for keeping great grades in the classroom up there too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Those are our scholar athletes from Madison Central High School. Now we're going to the Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week.
It's time for your Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week. Frankfort at Franklin County, the Flyers. Ike bowling with the steal, and he's going to soar in for the slam. Take another look at it. The pickpocket of Frankfort's DeJuan Davis, and bowling finishes with two hands on the other end. I'm WKYT's Lee K. Howard, and that is your Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week.
And welcome back into our Pannell Swim Shop segment. Laura Beth Crouch is here. Great to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me.
And Coach Winters is here too. I believe you were on last year, weren't you?
Yes,
so we get you back.
I try to make appearances every year.
Just a great young lady here.
We're just again, we have just another spectacular student athlete to bring, and thank you very much for coming and joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So tell me a little bit about what you've been doing outside of the pool, because you have such a packed schedule. What are some of the interests that really keep your attention?
I have a really passion for people with special needs, so I volunteer at the Jessamine County Special Olympics for their swim team, and I also I'm interested in like physical therapy, so I've been volunteering at Cardinal Hill and like their pool therapy, and been shadowing like how you can like utilize physical therapy and swimming. So it's been cool.
Wow. Coach Winters, she obviously is a good swimmer for your team.
Yes, yeah. Laura Beth is exactly what LCA swimming is kind of all about. You know, she does it inside the pool, has great times, great passion, really drives the other swimmers, challenges the other swimmers to be better, and then she also, does all the work, like she said, outside of the pool. So she's just really well-rounded, and that's kind of ideal for what we do at LCA.
How do you keep it all together with a 4.2? I believe you said weighted.
I don't know. I just work hard. I just like time management and just getting a good schedule. And honestly, like being busy like helps me be better by just having like a set schedule. Yeah.
I can't imagine.
It's amazing. It's just another one of the great swimmers, just representing the community extremely well.
That's right. And thank you, Laura Beth, for coming on the show. Thank you, Coach, and y'all keep up the great work out there at LCA.
All right. Thank you.
That's our Pannell Swim Shop Swimmer of the Week. And now we're going to this UK Sports Medicine segment after this timeout. Welcome back into the Scholastic Ball Report. Oliver Silverson's with us. Always great to have you on the show.
Happy to be here.
But you know why? Because we talk about good stuff. You're going to tell us about Sever's disease. What is Sever's disease?
Sever's disease is a growth plate issue in adolescent athletes that play running, jumping, and kicking sports, so the majority of sports in high school.
Oliver, what does Sever's disease look like?
Sever's disease looks like a completely normal heel. It's the inflammation of the growth plate in your heel bone, and it will look completely normal to you. Obviously, it will hurt, and it's important to see a doctor if it continues to hurt, and they may order x-rays and want to get a good look at the bone.
Okay. How can I take care of it?
If you feel your foot starting to hurt during or after activity in your heel, it's important to rest, ice, and do some light calf stretching, although the most important thing would be take some time off.
For sure. What is the difference between plantar fasciitis, is that right?
Fasciitis.
Fasciitis. Okay. And Sever's disease. What's the difference there?
The difference between those two is plantar fasciitis is the inflammation of the tendon ligament combination underneath your foot, so on the bottom of your foot, whereas Sever's disease is the growth plate issue. That's why it's an adolescent issue, pediatric issue, and that's on the back of the heel.
That's just really good stuff. Now you know why we like to hear from them.
Yeah, that's why we have them on the show.
That's why we have them on the show, because they just give us good information there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
That's the UK Sports Medicine. There's their website and their phone number. You can check them out. They got the walk-in clinic there. And now we're going to these final highlight package. These final highlights brought to you by PrepSpin.com, the leading digital network in the state of Kentucky.
LCA hosting Boyle County. The Eagles' Austin Hall is going to get this first highlight. Here he is, drives in, drives the hole with ease, really. 33 points, 14 rebounds for Hall tonight. Then Reese Smith, the Rebels football star. Nice little jump shot there, lays it in. He had 8. LCA working it around the perimeter. Carter Hendrickson, little jab step, and the three-pointer, 22 and 11 for Hendrickson. Now check out the angle on this shot by Will Infield. I mean, that's like a horse shot right there. 2 of his 12 points on that beauty. But LCA breezes by Boyle 73-59.
Lexington Catholic welcoming Clay County. We have royalty on our hands, folks. That is Russ Farmer. He is texting Kevin Knox. I'd love to know what that was about. Into the third, Knight's going to run. Ben Johnson for 3 at the buzzer. He had 19. Catholic continues to press the pace. TC Price, 9 points, 4 assists, 3 steals, and the foul. Clay County hung around for 3+ quarters. They led at the half. Big man Ryan Rogers board in the bucket. Lex Cath outscores Clay by 15 in the fourth. That's the difference pretty much, 57-40 your final.
The Titans hand the Colts their first loss of the season, 89-77.
Welcome back in. We're going to wrap things up on the show, and we're going to wrap it up for the year and be back after the holidays. And guys, you got any special plans these holidays?
Just hanging out, eating food, Gary.
Relaxing for once.
What model? 7-0.
I know. It's a very good surprise. Coach Scarberry's doing a great job there, and we had a big win over Powell County last night at Powell County. 47-44, so good to clinch out that close game for sure.
And your Tates Creek track team, good things going on there.
Yeah, we got a bunch of new athletes, and it's really interesting. It's an adjustment getting used to them. Coach Hawks is getting frustrated, but things are looking good for the spring.
A lot of good runners back for Tates Creek?
Oh yeah, a lot of good runners back, and we're getting ready to compete in indoor in January.
Well, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you. And for those you see and those you don't see,
keep your eye on the Scholastic Ball Report.
The Scholastic Ball Report is sponsored by UK Sports Medicine and brought to you by Central Bank, Crown Trophy, Pannell Swim Shop, P-Rats, PrepSpin.com, Raising Cane's, Rafferty's, Roberts Insurance, Sutherland Chevrolet, and by Whitaker Bank.